Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today's tutorial is on this vampier look. I realize in a lot of my tutorials I keep things pretty neutral. I kind of go a little bit outside the comfort zone, but I haven't done anything in a while that's just a little bit more glamorous. Definitely a fuller coverage makeup look. We have a lot of makeup on, but kind of giving that flawless skin. I have some glow going on. I love this color lip. And if you want to see how I created this look, keep watching. I've already gone ahead. I primed my face. I use the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. It's such a great alternative to any primer. I love it a lot. I'm going to start off with MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly for my eye base. And I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to apply a thin layer. That will just cancel out any of that veining. For eyeshadows, I am going to use a customized Z palette, so I will let you know which eyeshadows these are from which company and the name as we go. I want to set the base before we go in with shadow, so I'm going in with one that's exactly like my skin tone. For me, it's Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream. I'm just going to put that all over the lid. I'm going to grab Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. This is a nice warm reddish brown. I'm keeping that right in the crease. Since my eyes are hooded, I'm going to slightly take out and pretend like the crease extends out a little bit. Not too far. I don't want to go past my brow, but just enough where if my eyes are open, you're going to see that shadow. Now I'm going to go in with a shade slightly lighter than Cocoa Bear and same tone. This is Morphe's ES13. I do have Jaclyn Hill's palette depotted in here, so this is one of the colors and you can get it off of Morphe's website. So I'm going to take that color and I'm going to take it slightly above. I don't have a matte white in my Z palette, but I'm going to grab Lorac's eyeshadow in Blanc, highlight the brow bone, and kind of just help blend out the edges of those eyeshadows we put in the crease and slightly above. Now I'm going to go in with Morphe's ES24, and I'm going to use this to start deepening out the outer corner. It does have a little hint of warmth to it when you look at it in the pan, but it is a lot more cool than the other shades we used. I don't want the deep shade to go past the crease, so we're keeping it low. Don't worry about things getting messy down here because once we put our foundation and all that, everything will get cleaned up. I do want to go ahead and start blending things out a little bit with a clean brush. There's no product on this at all. With a very light hand, because we don't want to remove all that, you can start to kind of blend out those edges. Go in little circular motions. For a pop of shimmer on the eyes to kind of give some focus, I'm going to get MAC's Pigment in Melon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a flat brush and just some setting spray. This is Urban Decay's. I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand. Just spray. I'm almost out of this. Just to get my back of my hand wet. Get my brush damp. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly stretch the eye. Not too much. We don't want premature wrinkles. And I'm just going to pat that, but we don't want to go further than the crease. So you want to keep it down. I'm going to bring it out to the center. Keep it nice and sharp. I'm going to go back in with more of that deeper shade, and I'm just going to lightly kind of create a little bit of a ombre. I don't want to lose that shade on the outer corner, and I don't want it to look like a sharp line where we just put Melon. So I'm just kind of going over that a little bit so it kind of blends into each other. I'm going to use a tiny little definer brush, and I'm going to go in with Shimma from Makeup Geek. This is a champagne. I don't like a true gold to be in my inner corner. I like more of a champagne, kind of brighten it up. So I'm just going to take that. See, it just makes a difference in there. And I'm going to actually kind of blend that in to the gold. I am going to go in and tight line. I'm just using the Marc Jacobs, what is this, the Eyeliner Gel Crayon. You can use any black. I just like to tight line. I'm going to go in with just a coat of mascara before I put on my false lashes. This is Tarte's Light Camera Lashes, just a little sample I got. So I'm just going to put on a light coat of that. I have the lashes on. I did this off camera just because I do have a tutorial about how to put on false lashes. I will link that below. These are actually super uncomfortable. I do not recommend these. I've never worn these, and they're super pinchy in the inner corner. The band is just so thick and plasticky. So I actually love the way these look. They're just super nice and full, but they're uncomfortable. And these are the Eylure Definition number 121. I do love these. I think they're very dramatic, and I like how they're more dense at the outer corners, but they're such a great shape on my eye, and actually they fit perfectly. It's just that they're so uncomfortable and pinchy. I'm going to go with an old favorite. Hopefully it will be a good color match. I'm almost out of this. It's the Too Faced Born This Way. So this I know will look good. I'm going to dot that. For concealer today, I'm going in with the new Tarte Shape Tape. I've only used this twice, so this is still a trial for me. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put that under the eyes. This is definitely lighter than my skin tone, so it's a brightener kind of thing around my nose. Just a dab on my chin. So you can see that is very high coverage. And actually I could have gone a little bit less. My first impression of it is that it just gives, look at that flawlessness. I have a lot of, you know, deep set eyes right here. I get some darkness and I get little bags. And this just kind of makes me feel like I'm a doll. For setting powder, I'm going to use the RCMA No Color Powder. I don't want to overly brighten the under eyes since they already are from this color concealer. I want it to be very matte. I'm going to look up and just pat that in. I'm taking this powder all in my T-zone. I'm going to go in with a different powder for the rest of my face. I'm going to be using the Beujois Illuminating Universal Illuminating Powder. I never remember the name of this, but again, another one in my collection that I haven't used in a while. I'm getting a very large brush, as you can see, and I'm just going to stamp that. Okay, I did put on my brows off camera. I've done those tutorials as well, so I will link that below. But I just went in with my NYX Micro Brow Pencil, just filled them in, as you see before you. And now it's time. I need to bring some structure to the face because I'm looking very pale and just kind of flat. So I'm actually going to grab the e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm going to use a combination of, and actually ignore these. This is not normally in the contour palette. These are two blushes from a different palette that I popped in, but I'm going to use the bronze and the contour. I'm going to go in with the bronzer. I'm just going to kind of keep that higher up. And then I'm going to go into the contour and put that lower. And then just blend that up to the bronzer. I do like to get just a little bit of that contour and put it in with that bronzer on the forehead. And then sometimes I go in with a giant stipple brush with nothing on it, and I'll just, you know, kind of buff things if you feel like you need to blend it out a little bit. For blush, I'm actually going to go in with another oldie. I have so much of this makeup I need to get through. This is Romantic Rose. It's a Milani blush. So I'm just going to put that further back, kind of where the bronzer is, and just take it a little bit, but not go past the pupil. For highlighter, I'm going in with the Sleek Makeup Highlighting Palette here, and this is the Solstice one, and I'm going to mix these two top ones, or actually they're the bottom, but when you look at it, it's these two top ones, so I'm going to mix both of these. And that's definitely like a bam highlighter, but we're going to blend it out. That's some serious highlight. But I am actually going to go back with that stipple brush and kind of blend those edges a little bit, just to help diffuse it so it's not so harsh. I'm going to do some mascara on the bottom lash line, finish up the eyes. And now for the lips, I am going to use two MAC ones. The first one is Sin, and this one is a very deep shade, and I'm going to use this more on the outer part of the mouth. Definitely leave it with this deep, very like oxblood shade, or you can amp things up a little bit, and I'm going to do that. I'm going in with Ruby Woo, again from MAC. This is a deep red, and I'm going to concentrate this in the center. And the last step is, of course, to set everything. I'm going to use the Skindinivia finishing spray. And that's our completed look. It is definitely a full coverage makeup look, something for nighttime, and maybe you have a special event or you're going to a concert or something where you want to be more glammed up and a little bit more vamped up. I hope you like it. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you do. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, you know where that button lives. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. And as soon as you go, oh my gosh, you should have seen the stringiness. Oh, it was so goopy. I hate that. It's just like stringy. So I blotted off the excess, tried again. It was still so stringy. It is so goopy. I don't like the formula on these, and I like the color.